I'm Susan Featherly. I'm the broker and co-owner of Town Center Realty Group, and welcome to our March broadcast. Today we're going to be covering a variety of topics. First, we're going to be interviewing Darin Chase, and he's our commercial broker, and we'll be discussing various laws and regulations that were recently adopted by the state of California. Following that, we will have Cynde back. You remember her from previous broadcasts. She's in charge of our charity committee, and she's going to be showing you the results of our fundraiser for the Burbank Animal Shelter. After that, we're going to be looking at some featured listings. We have one property in North Hollywood listed by Maria Avila, and another new listing in Tahunga listed by the Garrison team. So stay tuned. With Darin Chase, and Darin is our commercial broker, and he is going to kind of help us go through so many of these new laws that were passed by the state of California regarding landlords and tenants and rent control and various things like that. So Darin, let's start off with AB 1642, 1482, AB Assembly Bill 1482. Now this imposes statewide rent control.
Yes, so California did pass this, so now there's statewide rent control. It's 5% increase plus some cost of livings, which could be as high as a 10% increase.
Depending on inflation, right?
Yep, okay. Exactly. So what this is a no-fault and at-fault rent control. So if you're at fault would be if you're in violation of your contract, you're not paying rent, you're growing pot or something like that, you can be evicted for that. Now, the no fault is if you are a month-to-month tenant, an owner can no longer just say, okay, you have 30 or 60 days to vacate your unit. You will more likely have to pay them and to pay with their moving costs in order to do that. So there are some exemptions to this, and that is if you're a single family or a condo, it's exempt from that. It doesn't have to do that. Now, what's also interesting here too is that if it's a duplex and the owner's living in the duplex, one side of the duplex, and it's just a mom and pop, it doesn't apply.
Right, which is good because we actually are going through this right now with a client. So when I read that, I'm like, oh.
But these things came about as a fact that cost of housing is rising in all of California, and what the state and city and counties neglect to finish off when they talk about a lack of housing is it's because both cities and counties have made it so expensive to build, and they've negated so many building projects that you don't have the housing anymore.
Right, and it is very difficult. I'm actually going through the process of flipping a house right now, and it's been a year, we still don't have permits because there's so many things that hoops you have to jump through to get everything done.
And it's a cost for every
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
One of the biggest ones that builders have to go through right now in new builds or major remodels is called CEQA. Now, this was a really good idea when it first came out, and this was out, I think, in the mid-'70s, and it was to make sure that the cost of not the cost, but the environmental impact of construction was really not going to be a negative for the area in which it was going to be in. But what it's turned out to be now is that every time you have a project that comes up, you have environmental groups who don't want any new building because any new building has greater density and pollution, they sue. Oh. And you also have builders unions who sue and say, use our union people, or we will sue you in court. It's better to pay these people off and not go to court.
Right. It's
and do your building project. So what happens is that either the cost of or the rental cost of each unit goes up and is passed on then to the renter.
Right.
So cities, counties, and states inadvertently make it costlier to build and increase the cost of a unit to be able to rent it. Which is unfortunate. Right,
and a lot of these rules and restrictions just make it much more difficult on the landlord.
Yes, they do.
It's kind of ridiculous, all the things that the landlords have to go through. And actually, I honestly feel that rent control it doesn't really even help the tenant. I mean, not that I want to put my personal opinion in all of this, but I think what it guarantees is that the landlords will raise the rent more than they normally would, just to keep it current. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in trouble. And right now, landlords, I notice, at least a lot of the property management clients we do, they don't want to raise the rent much because they want to keep a good tenant in the property. And I think this will force them to increase the rents.
Well, I would say that's a true statement. Burbank had a blue ribbon committee maybe a few years ago, person in Burbank, who owned the small mop, so 2 units, 3 units, 5 units. Those are small owners, and they don't want the vacancy, so they won't raise.
Right. If they have a good tenant, they want to keep them.
If you find out now that you would not be able to raise it to get rents up to par or just under what the market is right now, yeah, you're gonna be very motivated to raise it as much as you can every year so you don't get too far behind.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in trouble.
Exactly.
There was one other thing I wanted to talk about too, was regarding.
I think there was two.
Yeah, there are a couple, but one other one I wanted to mention relating to rentals was SB 3029, and this prohibits the landlords from discriminating against Section 8 tenants. So make sure if you're a landlord, you still make sure that you take those applications for Section 8 tenants. You can still choose your tenant, by the amount of income and credit scores, but you cannot discriminate against them for the source of the income. And I
didn't know if that was a big issue because a lot of Section 8 tenants are really very protective of their ability to use Section 8. And
right, but a lot of landlords will say that they don't want a Section 8 tenant.
A lot of landlords I've spoken to are really happy with their Section 8.
Well, do you know what, that is true? I've gotten that as well, because they are guaranteed that source of funds pretty much. So which makes it ideal. But a lot of times they will ask, do you take Section 8? So if you're ever asked that question, make sure that you do take Section 8. Otherwise, you're discriminating. So then, Darin, we had a few different interesting things that voters voted on recently.
Yeah, we did.
So let's cover those.
Just this past Tuesday. 2 of the big ones was Measure 1 that was in Burbank. This was a parcel tax for the schools, and it's on track now not to pass. We won't know for certain even 30 days, but statistically it's going to be so difficult for it to pass right now. It's very, very unlikely, and it's very unfortunate that the school board chose to act in the manner in which they did, because the Burbank Chamber of Commerce, and I was chair last year, we had a program for them to follow that had they followed it, we would have paid for advertising to push this through and have it be done. And they did not want to hear from us. So it's very unfortunate they got a little bit arrogant and thought, we don't need to listen to you and your ideas, we're just going to put it through our way. And they'll be losing because of that. And another one, which is, clearly hasn't passed and isn't going to pass now, and that was for the state. It was another school bond issue. And this was labeled, somehow got mixed up with Proposition 13, and it has been voted down now. It wasn't changing Proposition 13, but it was number 13 on the list. And it picked up the name Prop 13 because that was a bond issue.
With that too. I think a lot of voters
were. And it has failed as well. And this would have made for revamping schools for both elementary schools and high schools. Now, California Taxes already has money for this. This was extra money. And it's not because the state is short of money, it's because the state simply, California just likes to spend on virtually anything they want to spend. And this Proposition 13 bond was a way to allow them to keep spending. And I'm very glad this is not gone, because we're going to have a split roll coming up in November. And if there's any association with Proposition 13, and it is, it's probably going to fail.
Right.
And we would love that to fail, and love to see California rein in the type of crazy spending it does right now. And remember that they work for us.
They do.
They're our representatives. We hire them, we vote for them, we pay them, and then they don't represent our interest. Right. And then they come for more money, and then they don't want to work with us to try and make an equitable system. And it's so good to see the voters catching
The
on.
voters taking charge
Yes,
instead
it's
of
very
just,
nice.
just sitting back. Is they do
Yeah.
forget that they work for us. It's
Yeah.
not the other way around. We're not their slaves. The government actually works for us.
Not yet.
So we, the people, supposedly they're supposed to work
Yes.
for us. But anyhow, there's lots of stuff. So we suggest anyone out there to please, Google some of these bills that were recently passed, because the more information you have, the better you are. All right, well, thanks so much, Darin.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Next month, we'll cover some more topics.
All right.
Thanks so much. Here's another commercial.
This is all our money.
Let me tell you about down payment assistance programs.
Buys and tries all day.
I know a house with 2 gyms within a mile.
I think I'm gonna need a...
I'll negotiate a washer and dryer.
We've never done this before.
I'm here to help.
If they trust you, I trust you.
California real estate comes with a lot of questions. The first one should be, who's your realtor?
And we're back with Cynde Bost. You probably remember Cynde from previous videos. Cynde is the agent that's in charge of all the charity work that we do, and we've been working on the charity for the Burbank Animal Shelter the past month. And Cynde, tell us about it.
Oh, it was really great this year. So this is our 5th year, and every year it gets better, right, Suzanne?
Oh my God, I found the community so generous this time around. We're asking for newspapers and towels and things and blankets, and I noticed so many bags where people actually had price tags on the towels and the blankets. Like they're giving us new things to donate to the animal shelter. So I think that's really incredible.
You usually get like the old rags, but this year we got like brand new towels from Costco, and so thank you everybody who donated all
exactly.
that.
And we'll take old rags too, don't get me wrong, but I was just amazed at how much new stuff and how much food this year. We had like so much food that people donated, so they were really, really quite generous.
Yes, and Sprouts every year, they give us just as many bags as we need, which is really nice.
I know, we came back like in the middle of the charity, we completely ran out of bags and we had to like ask for more, and I couldn't believe how generous they were.
Yeah, we're really good. So, you want to see the video?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'd love to see it. So here's a little video clip of us. Basically, it shows how horrible the office looks. It's got bags everywhere, and it just kind of shows us loading it up and delivering to the animal shelter. So let's take a look.
For the next 6 months because of Sprouts bags and Burbank's donations.
Thank you. We love our Burbank.
Love Burbank. Yay!
Right, okay.
So we hope you enjoyed that video. We had a lot of fun. We went over to Sprouts and to the animal shelter, and we have a really hard time going to the animal shelter, Susan.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Every time you walk in there, you just want to adopt every dog and cat that they have. It's incredible. I'm surprised we didn't walk away with 30 dogs, but my boyfriend would kill me. So.
Yeah. And then also we did give some food to the people that feed the feral cats at the lumberyard here in Burbank. So we do give to other charities that need animal supplies and food and stuff. So
so we loved every minute of it, and we
can't wait till next year.
Exactly. Can't wait till next
February.
year.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Cynde, for all your help with the charity. You really go above and beyond everything that we ask of you. So thank you so much.
I enjoy it.
And
thank you.
Here's a little commercial break. our next segment, we're going to be showing some featured listings, and our first listing has our favorite agent, Maria Avila, and she's going to present to us our new listing in North Hollywood. And just so you know, Maria is a little bit camera shy, so she's probably shaking, and you would never know it meeting her because Maria has like the most bubbly personality ever, but throw a camera in her face and she's like, ugh. So just ignore any of her nervousness. All right, tell us about it.
Well, let me tell you about my listing. First of all, it's a beautiful, nice home located in North Hollywood. It's actually a 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,400 square feet. Very beautiful with pool, upgraded. You cannot miss this house. I mean, once you see the pictures, you're gonna fall in love with it. It's something you're gonna move into right away.
Great. So it's not a fixer at all. You
Nothing at all. It's
just
turnkey around. That's it. Just moving condition.
Oh, good. Good. Now, in that area, it's priced pretty good, right? Because I know that Cynde is closing a listing on there.
Actually, yes. There is a couple of properties that are in escrow about to record. One of them is actually recording and closing for 720, which is down the street. My property is actually much better, I'm sorry to say, but it is, because I actually went to see the other property. The other one needed more upgrades, and mine doesn't.
Okay.
And then we have Cynde's property, went into escrow for 750, which is down the street also. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna go fast as,
So everybody needs to run to go see it.
Yes.
All right, now, if someone wants to see the property, how do they get a hold of you, Maria?
You could always call me at 818-916-5756, or you could always see it at the MLS. It's gonna be on Stillo and Redfin. Once you see the pictures, you're gonna really fall in love with it, and you're gonna submit your offer right away.
You're gonna want to submit immediately.
Exactly.
And the address is 6643 Denny Avenue in North Hollywood. Here's a quick video of it. Great listing. Wow. How do people see that? How can they make an appointment to go look at it?
You could always call me at 818-916-5756, and also to let you know, I'm bilingual, fully in Spanish. Hablo español, llámame al 916-5756.
Nice. And you also speak a little Arabic, correct?
I understand Arabic. Yes, a little bit. Actually, my background from my family is my kids are Lebanese, Egyptian. So give me a call. I'm here to help you.
All right. Thanks, Maria.
You're welcome.
Featured listing is with the Garrison team, and tell me about your new listing.
Okay, so our listing is 10851 Amidon Pl. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,454 square feet on a 7,479 lot. It has a converted garage in the back, which is a bonus. It's a 1-bedroom back house.
Good.
And a workshop.
And a workshop on the side of the house.
And that's permitted as an ADU?
No, it's not permitted as an ADU.
Okay,
but it has ADU potential.
Right, and you can easily go to the city these days because they're really willing to increase the housing, so I'm sure that it wouldn't be too difficult for them to get that as a permitted ADU.
Yes.
And what city is this in?
This is in Tujunga.
Yeah,
Tujunga.
it's in the Seven Hills area of Tujunga, so it's like way up in the mountain. It's really pretty. And houses have been going very fast up there.
Good.
Very fast.
So probably by the time this video comes out,
will probably be sold.
It'll be sold. But if it's not sold, how does someone go to show
If
this
it's not
property?
sold, you can call or text us anytime at 818-861-6311. And our email is thegarrisonteam@gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll be right back.
Bye.
That's a great listing, guys. That will go really fast, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it will.
Let's take a look at some of our other listings, which includes your listing at 351 Fairview?
Yes, 351 North Fairview Street in Burbank.
All right, and that's available at how much right now?
We are at $1,249,000.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But very motivated seller. Very motivated.
All right, take a look at our other listings, including 351 Fairview.
Yes.
That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast, and we'll have another one out next month. Thanks so much.